everyone, welcome back to Novel Nomad for 2021. I do apologise, I seem to go a little bit quiet over December, and I do have a very good excuse for that, and it's because we got a new puppy and she's adorable. Her name is Ada. She's a Weimaraner and she's a full bundle of energy, so it's been quite fun getting used to her schedule and kind of doing all the new trainings and things. But I did manage to go read some books in December, just not filming said books. I was hoping to do reviews as I went, but it didn't seem to quite fit into Ada's like eat, play, nap schedule routine. But what I'll do now is I'll go through the books that I read and the one I didn't quite get to during the Cloak and Dagger readathon in December. So first off, I put this one straight on the top of the list, and that was Survivors by Jane Harper. This is the latest Jane Harper, and I thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm not going to say that it was as brilliantly amazing as The Dry or The Lost Man. I think those ones are still my two favourites. But what I loved about this one is that the main character, instead of being a little bit jaded and, you know, fed up with the world, he is hopeful. You know, he's had this kind of trauma in his past, but he's hopeful for the future and he wants to try and help people a lot. And so it's a really different mindset that you're kind of exploring this world with. One, also it's set in Tasmania and it's got a coastal setting, so very eerie. I guessed this one, but obviously it wasn't like straight away. It kind of slowly came to me, but it was still really well done and fabulous with the intensity of the kind of murder, crime, mystery. The following 5 books I basically just binged on because these were the classic murder mysteries, a little bit cozier and also set in the 1920s or 30s or written during that time, and I just had absolutely so much fun reading these. So I read number 3 in the Solari Gentile's Miles Off Course. This one had Roland and his trusty group of friends head off into country Australia, into the rural back area, not just Yass but further out. And it was just so good, and I loved the cameo they had of this famous Australian writer from the time. I didn't even realize that, and then she just kind of slips it in as a note towards the end and you're just like, what? That was so cleverly written in. And what is fantastic, what I still love about this series is that they use snippets, or well, Solari Gentile uses snippets from the era to actually kind of give her story more authenticity within that space. So it's just so well done, and I cannot wait to get to book 4. I've already ordered it from my local bookstore, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Now I can't quite remember the exact order of everything, but let me just pick up the next one on the list, and it is Arsenic for Tea, which by Robin Stevens. This is book 2 in A Murder Most Unladylike. This is actually like a teen middle grade. I'd say it's probably like higher middle grade, but still so much fun. Absolutely rip-roaring good time. You have Daisy and Hazel once again, the dramatic duo investigators trying to find out what happens, but unfortunately it's a little bit close to home for Daisy because it's actually at her home whilst they're on school break, and someone was murdered. So it's very dramatic and very excellent. Next, I also read The Murder of Roger Ackroyd by Agatha Christie. This was so much fun, and I didn't guess it. I absolutely did not guess this. I know it caused a bit of controversy at the time, but I think it is great. It's like a real good challenge, and it kind of makes you question everything you just read, and I think she was great for doing that. So I also loved this cover. It was great to read it in a bit of an older format too. I also went into next Franny Fisher mystery, which is Almonds and Raisins. I believe this is my goodness, book 8, 6, 8, around there, and I really like the progression of Franny's character, everyone in the backstory. It's just such a great series, and I think while I love the TV show for like the drama and the suspense and the costumes, I do like the characters in this one a bit more because you get to spend more time with them than you do in the TV series. So yeah, absolutely brilliant, and I really thoroughly enjoyed this one. I think I've had enough of a break because I just went through so many Franny Fishers one after the other that it got a bit much. So this was nice to come back to Franny after a break, and I'm definitely going to continue with the series. Another series that I read is Grady Knight by Dorothy L. Sayers. This is in the Lord Peter Wimsey series, but it features Harriet Vane, and I love this. It is a chunker of a book, and it's mainly Harriet. It's all from Harriet's perspective, and she goes back to her Oxford University College where she studied, and she just kind of makes friends with the dean, and she falls back into this world, and she tries to, you know, see where she wants to go next in life. And I thought that was such a great progression for the characters, and how, well, it's not just about Lord Peter Wimsey as such, but it's about Harriet and how she comes around to his constant proposals of marriage, and how she feels about the next stages in her life and what she wants to do with her life, and how things have changed since you first met her in the series. So it is a big one, but I absolutely loved it. It's following more, instead of a murder mystery, it's more of a poison pen, someone who's basically trying to destroy the reputation of the women's college. And obviously 1930s, 20s, I think it's 1930s, being very precarious. They don't want any, like, you know, bad press, and so they definitely don't want this to get out. So this was thoroughly excellent. Alright, so I did start these two, Shadow of the Wind and Strangers on the Train. I'm still wanting to read Strangers on the Train, and I knew Shadow of the Wind wasn't the right time. I got these ones in like that last week before Christmas, like those last 4 days, and it was just too intense of going out and seeing people and meeting up for Christmas things, and I was still at work, and it was just crazy. So I am going to continue with these ones. I'm going to find the right time for Shadow in the Wind because it was too much. And also Strangers on the Train was excellent. I loved how gothic and creepy and dry she kind of made it appear. But it's something that I definitely want to read. Patricia Highsmith, I've only ever read her book Carol, or otherwise known as A Price of Salt, and this one is her debut novel, and it's amazing. It's just like amazing to see what this woman wrote as her debut, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. The book that I never got around to was The 13th Tale. I feel like this is a bit more gothic, and I feel like this is one I'm going to want to wait for a colder season, because it just started to get warmer and warmer, and I definitely didn't feel like going into a gothic telling. Even though I started the first chapter, I loved it, but it just didn't feel right at the time, so I didn't really kind of delve any further into The 13th Tale, but I will, because I really loved the voice of the characters. And lastly, I did actually read The Birds again by Daphne du Maurier. I felt so disheartened about not getting to the last 3, so I didn't achieve Sherlock level of reading for Cloak and Dagger Christmas, but I did read the group read again, just because it's fun, fabulous, and it's very freaky. So I did enjoy coming to Birds again after a year, and enjoying the fact that I was still creeped out by it, and it was still such a fantastic work of suspense fiction in a short form as well. Okay, so I hope you all had a wonderful Cloak and Dagger Christmas as well. I'm thoroughly happy with what I read, especially like these ones. I just blitzed, I blitzed through all of these, and it was just so much fun to just, these 1920s, I think I was just after that kind of cozy 1920s feel. And it just was perfect. I loved it. So let me know what you read, what you loved, or what you read over the holiday festive season. And I can't wait to talk more bookish things in the coming year. So I'll see you next time. Bye.